Hey, what's going on, everyone? Moose here, Airguns of Michigan, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about something that, well, let's start with this. I hear the word game changer or see it in type all the time. You guys know who I'm talking about, man. There's the paid advertisers, and every single thing that comes out, they're like, it's a game changer. It's a game. Nah, I don't think it is. You know, coming out with an accessory for something is not a game changer, right? However, when you involve something that is new and something that is capable of something different, that's a game changer. And let me tell you, this GX Pump L3 is exactly that. We're going to talk about that next. So what's going on? Here we are. We're back. We have the GX Pump L3. This is a pump that was sent to me to review. And let me say this. 100% guaranteed game changer. This is, I'm telling you guys, this is amazing. So first and foremost, it's battery operated. A freaking PCP pump that's battery operated, 4,500 PSI. And I'm going to tell you, I actually used it. I used it one time just to see what it would do. The first time that I ran it, I just pre-charged the hose just to see if the auto shutoff would work, and it did. Then I filled up my Air Venturi 3000 PSI 13 CU bottle that I run on my SIG pellet gun back there. It took, from empty to full, it took just under 6 minutes to fill it up. That's awesome. Now, let's talk about that because we want to talk about run time as well. So remember, from empty to full in 6 minutes. I then filled up my Avonix Ibex Rex from empty to full again. It took roughly about 7.5 minutes. So then I decided, all right, well, let's be more reasonable, and let's say that we're topping off an air gun that, you know, I've shot and shot and shot. So I took the Benjamin Aquila 3000 PSI gun, shot it down, well, it was already shot down to about 1800 to 2000 PSI. It took about 3.5 minutes to top that off, complete with auto shutoff. So if we take into consideration, let's just say that we average those out, and we say that, let's just say that it's 5 minutes to fill an air gun. This compressor, they claim, and I've seen other people claim it as well, that you're going to get 60 minutes of runtime. So that's pretty good, right? That's what, 30 top-offs? Roughly. Is that right? 30 times 5? No, I'm way off. What the heck am I doing here? All right, so, hey, listen, don't judge me, man. It's early in the morning, and I want to get this out there. 12 top-offs. So you're going to get 12 top-offs, 10 to 12 top-offs with this compressor just running on batteries. That's impressive. I mean, it really is if you stop and think about it. If you're in a situation where, you just want to be able to go out camping for the day or even for a weekend. I mean, most air guns are going to get pretty significant shot counts. So having a compressor out in the field. So pro number one, completely portable, battery operated. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, and I have not confirmed this yet, but we're going to, or at least I'm going to attempt to, is I heard that the batteries are compatible with Makita batteries. So you should be able to get a Makita 18-volt battery, and they should run in this system. Now, I do not know that for sure. I just read that somewhere. So I am going to make a purchase of some Makita compatible batteries to see if they work. If they do, awesome. If not, I'm going to let you guys know. So please don't go out and buy a bunch of Makita batteries, buy this, and then go, Moose, it doesn't work. Because I just told you I can't confirm that yet, but that's what I keep hearing. All right, so completely self-contained. It does have a water separator. It is the cigarette filter, kind of, you know what I'm saying? And it just slides into here. You can remove it, replace it. I did order a small aluminum water separator off the interwebs, and I'm going to run that on this. So you are going to get the compressor. You're going to get 2 batteries. You're going to get 2 chargers, 1 for each battery, obviously. You're going to get a certification that says that mine was tested by Xin Zhang from 12/31/22. You're also going to get a bag of tools. It's got a 17, a 14, a 12, and another 14 wrench. It's got another socket type wrench. It's got some adjustable thingy do bopper there. I have no idea. It's got a bunch of Allen keys, some springs, some extra burst disc replacements, as well as like what appears to be a gasket. So you can actually replace the gasket on the top of this. Relatively quiet machine. We'll fire it up here in a second. I'll show you what it sounds like. You're going to get an owner's manual that does talk pretty extensively, and it's very well written, to be honest with you. It really is. It's not your typical broken English where you're like, what are they trying to say? No. Somebody actually wrote this that does speak very fluent English. It does talk about the operation and after fill and storage. It talks about a lot of stuff. Oh, 13, that's a pull rod. I got it. So they must have a pull rod to be able to fix it if need be. Yeah, first stage piston ring, that's what that is. Okay, so overall though, like I said, game changer, right? Because here's the thing. You can get another portable compressor. It's got jumper cables. Well, then you need your car. So if you're out camping or you're out in an area where your car is readily available, great. I mean, that is one option, right? But of course, you've got to run the car in order to run this. So now you're burning gas to run your tank. You get it. So this is... especially if we can, in fact, and I know that I'm sure you can get more batteries even from the company. Having a few of these around, I mean, that to me, especially, let's say, like, for example, I watch a channel online where a guy goes out and he uses a kayak or a boat, and he travels up and down rivers, and he pulls over in camps and stuff like that. This would be great for that. All right, moving on. So you are going to get a nice short fill whip. It's adjustable like they all are, or I mean, articulating like they all are, right? You can move it in any position. You do get, it does come with the plug. Let's see here. It does have the little capture device, so you can just slide that in there and pull it over the top, and then it holds your fill whip. The handle's collapsible. I guess I don't see why, but whatever. It's collapsible. It's got your bleed valve on the back here. On the front, it's very simple operation. An on switch, you're going to hear this fan fire up, then you're going to hear the secondary fan fire up, and they do move, man. They are moving some air. Then you've got your start button. You hit your start button, compressor comes on. The compressor itself is super quiet compared to the fans. The fans are not annoyingly loud, but they're loud. They're zinging, man. You'll hear it in a second. Once it comes up to pressure, it's going to shut off. At that point, it'll go from this light being lit up to the stop being lit up. At that point, you can simply, I hit the stop button. I don't know why, just because I guess I figured if I open up the bleeder that it might try to come back on, but I don't know. I haven't confirmed that. No big deal. You probably don't even have to. Bleed your line, pull it off. I let it run for a couple of, 30, 45, 50 seconds, maybe a minute, just to continue to cool off the pump itself, and then simply just turn the switch back off. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just show you what it sounds like. You can run it off 1 or 2. It is an 18-volt system. Whether you have 1 or 2 in makes no difference. The only thing that's going to make a difference is one battery is going to last about 30 minutes. 2 are going to last 60 minutes. So it's nice to have the 2, but you can literally run it off of 1 while the other one's charging, or vice versa, whichever you choose to do. So we simply snap the battery in. It is held in place by a little tab here on the bottom. In order to remove the battery, you simply push up and then push up and slide the battery off. Sorry, it was just a weird angle. I couldn't grab a good grip on it. So push it back on. You're going to hear it. It's going to get loud for a second. Hear that secondary one back there? That thing's the loud one, but it's moving a lot of air, guys. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to set it to 3,000 PSI. I do have the plug in here, so just here, we'll pull this off just so you can see it. We're going to hit start, and you can hear it's pump, 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 pump. And it won't take long to fill this. I turned the auto stop down just so it would stop a little quicker. There it goes. Now it stopped. So we will test it without hitting the off. I'm just going to hit the drain. Oh yeah, worked fine. So cool little system, right? And that was to 250 bar. So outside of that, like I said, I got some nice cool air back there. We'll go ahead and turn it back off. It's just like I said, we've had portable compressors, right? We have. And those were game changing, right? Being able to take it with you out to the range, things like that. But you always had to go from wherever you were shooting back to your car or to where there was an outlet where you could plug it in, things like that. We do have air tanks, but air tanks go quick too. I mean, for any of you guys that are, used to having an air tank, to me, the ultimate setup is a couple of my tanks. Along with this, I could have air for a very, very long time. And then the other cool thing, and I'm going to be bringing you guys a video, is I want to see exactly how I can hook these up to my solar generator. See if I can grab solar, convert it, charge, use, and just keep rinsing and repeating. Because that'll be awesome. All right, so have I found any negatives? No. I mean, honestly, I have not, guys. Now, granted, I haven't utilized this for a super long time. Let me see here. I want to find something real quick. See if it's in here. I just wanted to see what they said about warranty. I did read something on the warranty on this, and there is a warranty. It does come with a warranty. I want to say, I just don't want to talk about it without knowing. So, I'll try to put it in the description down below because I don't know. There'll also be a link to where you can pick these up in the description down below. But seriously, I mean, if you guys really stop and think about it, this has really truly changed the game. This is something that honestly you could take to the range and put right on the bench while you're shooting, right? You can't do that with anything else. You really can't. So to me, even a bigger pro is the fact that you can literally walk into the range with this and sit down and shoot. Another thing that I have heard, and they also recommend, is when you are transporting this, two things. One, make sure that your bleeder is secure, because with vibration, it can work its way loose, and then you could lose it. And let's face it, this thing without a bleeder screw, it's a paperweight. The other thing is, don't keep the batteries in it if you're going to transport it, in case the switch gets bumped, because it'll run your batteries down. The other thing that they do say, and this is actually in the manual, is if you're not going to use this for longer than like 24 hours, they say to take the batteries out. So you can leave the batteries in, but they say if you're going to store it for longer than 24 hours without using it, take the batteries out. So I've just kind of made it a point to just leave the batteries out. I think that realistically, if I can find out if in fact, Makita batteries do work, I would probably even maybe invest into some kind of case, like a Pelican case or something, that I could store this with the batteries and the chargers all in, that I could take around, right? Just to keep it safe. They also talk about making sure to keep this all clean and dust free. Not really 100% sure on if there's in fact an issue with that. I just know that that's what they recommend. But other than that, very simple operation, definitely gets the job done. I have not filled something to 4,500 PSI yet, but I will. I have seen other videos where people have, so I know it will. I just have not. This is not intended for filling your big tanks. I have seen some people, or talked to some people as well, that have filled some of the small, like, buddy bottles, just like the really, like small ones. They also talk in here as well, and I want to make sure that I have this right. The duty cycle of this is 15 on, 10 off. So if you're going to use this, definitely try to keep an eye on the time. I wouldn't even push it to 15. Not to say that it wouldn't do 15. I'm sure it will. But I would limit myself to 10 minutes. Like I said, I've filled an airgun tank that is, 500 cc's or so in about 7 minutes. So I don't really foresee that I would need longer than that unless I was filling 4,500 PSI. And even then, I'm not really sure. From empty to full on 4,500, yeah, maybe you need to duty cycle it once, but to just shoot normal and then go about that, that's different. So, the other thing that I did want to bring up is the chargers get a little warm when they're charging the batteries. Nothing that I would say, oh my gosh, they're going to burst into flames. But I do think that some other adequate ventilation on these systems themselves might have been a smart move. And maybe GX will take that into consideration. You know, there are some slits, you know, that you can kind of see, but maybe even like a small fan inside of these. I don't know. I don't know how this all works as far as like why it gets warm or why it doesn't get warm, but I felt that they got a little warmer than like was super comfortable. So charging the batteries, I would definitely make sure to charge them in an area where, you know, it's safe. And they do say the same thing in the manual as well. Don't charge them around like flammable items and things like that. But I think that it would be nice if they came out with a charger that didn't quite get as warm. You know, like I said, I wasn't going to start a fire, but they were warm. But other than that, I mean, what more is there to say? Battery, portable, you know, I mean, personally. Oh, they also offer I haven't seen one yet, but they've made reference to it on the Amazon link for this. They do make a AC to DC adapter, so you can actually plug it in the wall, slide on this DC adapter, and it's supposed to run the unit if you want to run it from your house without the batteries. Like I said, I haven't seen one yet, but it does appear that they do make it. I even think that they make reference to it in the manual itself. So it'd be nice to get a hold of one of those, just so I didn't always have to use my batteries. The other thing is, it would be nice if the batteries had like a power, indicator on here just to say how full they were. I get it. You know, these aren't super cheap, but they're not expensive considering what you're getting. So, you know, trying to keep the cost down, I get it. You know, the Makita batteries do generally have a power meter on there. So if they work, once again, don't rush out and get those batteries, guys. I have not confirmed that yet. So, but either way, seriously, this is game changing. This really, truly is game changing. This isn't just some accessory that, you know, this is serious. So awesome job, GX Pump. You guys really just knocked it out of the park. Seriously, you did. It's just absolutely a new staple in my air gunning. You know, I have a big compressor that we're getting ready to do another review on, or actually not another review, the first review. I did post some stuff about the big compressor. I just haven't gotten to the main review yet because I wanted to use it. It's to fill my tanks, you know, so I needed to put this thing through its paces to be able to bring you guys the most honest review of that I can. So watch for that. It'll be coming. But this thing, like I said, I haven't had a ton of time with it, but so far, I mean, it just appears to have no issues. So it just pumps. I mean, it's not rocket science, but awesome job. So with that being said, I'm going to let you guys get out of here. I know this is a long review. There was a lot to talk about, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. And till next time, be good to each other, and God bless.